Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now. Gatlin. What a fantastic performance from Gatlin. It's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
And what a fantastic performance from Gatlin. And look at the time.
It's the American leading the Jamaican at the moment.
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
What's up, everybody? We're back for another episode of Ready, Set, Go. We in the building, and you know how we do it. You have seen us do remote for a little while, but we coming back with the in-studio because in-studio brings the best guest. And to my right over here, you know who he is.
Man, Rodney Green, you know me. Rodney Green. Rodney Green, man, welcome. We want to welcome our guest, Matthew Hudson-Smith, man, current world silver medalist, current European champion, current European record holder. Welcome to our show, Already Set Go, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. Glad to have you, bro. Glad to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, man.
You ready for the season?
Yeah, man. You know, just started, so got Europeans and then the Olympics. But yeah, training's going good. Want to, build on from last year, and that's what.
Yeah,
you know.
We all watched your race, bro.
Yeah.
Especially that last 50, you was moving. Like, he's like, yeah. So we looking for the continuation, you know what I'm saying, what this year can bring for you for sure, brother.
Now, honestly, I just want to be healthy, man, because if you knew like how the year came about, I that was basically like I mean this in the most respectful way, that was the biggest heist of the year in a sense, because I think London Diamond League, I got wheelchaired off and my Achilles swollen up because I had Achilles tendonitis. So we were rushing. And the whole plan was just to make it to the final. So when I came away with the medal, it was like a bonus, you know what I mean? So hopefully now, because I've been doing a shit ton of gym, like I hate gym. Hopefully now like I'm healthy enough to like build upon what we've done. So
we gonna get back to that. We gonna get closer to that, man. We want to figure out, how did you get started in track and field? Like, where did this all come from for you? Who noticed your talent? Who got you into it? Tell us that.
I think like everything, it was kind of like I kind of fell into it because my first love was football or soccer. So I was like,
no, keep it real, man.
Yeah, no,
the people at home, real. The people at home in GB gonna look at you and be like, soccer.
I'm getting bullied. But every time I say football, they're like, football. I was like, nah, okay, real football. You know what I mean? We use feet, so like real football. So that was my first love, and I used to play football all the time. Went academy, played for like the academy, which was Wolverhampton Wanderers, which is like a professional team, but I played for the youth team. So, and then, we just kept doing football, and I went to Warsaw, did the whole circuit for like trying to make it as a footballer.
So you was mean on the pitch?
Nah, I was, what it was? Looking back on it, because...
looking back on it.
Cause he's speaking like a real champion.
Reflecting
my humble beginnings.
Nah. You know what? I just think I was fast, you know what I mean? But I was just... Because there's some ballers out there, you know what I mean? Like, there's some real... Like, even like the bad players, they're good. So I just think I was like physically like a lot more
talented,
gifted, like
so you was able to,
yeah. And then they could like build on you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I played against some ballers. So it was like,
so somebody saw you on the soccer field and was like, hey, you want to try this?
I think my parents just took me to the track because I was a little bad kid. So just to keep me like busy and doing stuff, because we were always outside, you know what I mean? And like
we was active all the time.
Yeah. Out from 8 a.m. till I used to lie to my parents, like, you know what I mean? I would go to my friends, but we were outside from God knows what time. So like me doing like sports, it kept me inside, and like we did like football and track. So but the track was really and truly for the football, in a sense, to improve, like,
get you in shape.
Get you in shape. And then you couldn't do both, because when you're too fast, the player, they're nasty as well. The players, you go for your knees, so they'll take you out.
Trying to slow you down.
Trying to slow you down, because say if you go past the player and you look stupid, and then I'm gonna take you out. because that's like last man stand. Like you rather take out the last man than be a one-on-one with the keeper. So they would always do that, and I didn't like relying on other people as well because I could play a good game and lose 3-0.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, it was kind of like a no-brainer in a sense to move into track.
Yeah.
So, but that was like more 15, 16. So I was playing like football since 5 and then moved to track around
Track
there.
and field.
Yeah.
So you dominated the age group ranks.
I wouldn't say dominated, but I was good enough to get looked at by professional teams. Like there's people like Adam Jamili who played for like Chelsea, and so I think like a lot of like track people from the GB are originally like used like football as like their base because everyone really and truly it's like in America everyone wants to be like an NFL or basketball, you know what I mean?
So everyone has some kind of background in football.
Yeah.
In GB. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Everyone used to go 5-a-side or Saturday League.
Everybody think they're good too, right?
Yeah, everyone. But then
everyone nice.
There's only 2 people who I honestly rate. Maybe one, and that's like Adam. Because Adam's nice with the football, you know what I mean? He does, like, he still got the skills, but everyone else, they're just talking.
Okay.
Who's your favorite team?
Nah.
You don't want to say it on here.
You know what?
You don't want to say it on here.
Me and my team are in like a love-hate relationship right now. But I've jumped off. I'm Man City right now because I was Chelsea. But they're playing trash, man. So
you better be careful, boy. You got to go back home.
Nah. Man City's Pumas, and the head guy took me to the Man City game. So I was like, Man City are winning. I'm getting looked after. I'm Man City right now.
That's good, man. So on your journey, man, I read that the first time you ran 44 when you was 18. That's pretty young.
Yeah.
That's like a high schooler here in America.
That
running 44.
That blows my mind, Doug. That at 18, you ran 44. There's a lot of professional athletes that we know
that never saw 44.
They've never seen 44, let alone 44 low or anything like that.
Yeah. And I was like, my first year doing the 400.
Wait, that was your first year doing the 400 and you ran 44?
My third race ever.
Hold on, your third race you ran 44.
My third race, yeah. So
ever.
I used to do 1 and 2, but not 1 because I didn't have the pickup, like, you know. I can't really say you're a 9. I can't even talk about 100 because you're a 9 guy, but like I did the 200, but the 200 always used to get me hurt because looking back on it now, I was very. I just did I didn't do all the other stuff, you know what I mean, like the gym, the recovery. I just
went out there and just ran.
Yeah, I just ran and just did the track. So
he's one of them dudes. If he lived in America, he be running in the meets with basketball shorts on.
Yeah.
And beating everybody.
Yeah, I'll be that guy. Like I used to when I was young, used to go eat at McDonald's. Then like just my diet was trash, and so only just started to get good. You know what I mean? I remember when I first moved to America, I didn't eat greens, so I lived with one. I lived with one of my flatmates. It was Jasmine Sawyers when I first moved here, and all I used to eat was rice. And this is when I learned to cook. I used to eat like rice, gravy, and chicken. But then I used to watch her eat, and it was just all colorful like food, like vegetables, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" You know what I mean? And then the nutritionist used to hate me because she'd be like, "What do you eat?" Nando's. Okay, Nando's. All right, that's chicken. I was like, "Nah, chicken and chips," and you know what I mean. But, like it's got better, but I think it was 2013. My coach at that time, his name was Tony Hadley, told me, I'm going to move you up to 400 because he said he always had a plan. But you can ask any 400 meter runner, they don't really want to do the 400 because they know.
That's what I was going to say. Were you reluctant to do it?
Oh, yeah. Mate, I used to, when I was growing up, I used to cry and avoid that like the plague, you know what I mean? Like, no one wants to do the 400. Like, Christine O'Hergy always says, like, no one chooses the 400 chooses you. And, like, so, unfortunately, the 400 chose me. So, like, he had a plan of, you know, I'm going to get your speed up down with the 200. Did English schools, but it was, and Europeans, which is like our Jamaican champs, but it's not really, it's just GB, you know, like everyone in school, we do that, and we it's quite big in the UK, but I did the 200 in the European juniors, and I came third, but his plan was to put me in the 4x4, but I never really like properly trained, And then when we did the 4x4, I split like 44 something. Yeah, and
For your first 4x4.
Yeah. But there was another guy. There was the one of these guys. I can't remember. I think it was like George Caddick, but he was like the man. So, but it was a big controversy at that time because no one, my coach knew I could run the 400. Everyone in my group knew I could run the 400. They used to call me like the Great British Secret.
Like, everybody watching, like, yo, watch this though.
Yeah, no, for real. Like my coach was, hey, when he does the 400, you gonna know. Yeah, it's like. And then, I had one of my training partners as well. He was like, yeah, you gonna be ready. You're gonna be good. And I was like, I ain't doing no 400. He's like, yeah, yes, you are.
Yeah. All right.
So like, I did European Juniors and came third. And one of the GB boys, after came up to me and was like, so what's your plans after this year? I was like, oh man, shit, looks like I'm moving up to 400. And he was like, all right, bet. And then next year around 44, he was like, oh yeah, you were serious? You know what I mean? But I think I did the 4-time because I took a gap year as well, so I didn't go because we were supposed to go to college. That was the year we go to college, so I went. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I didn't really want to do anything. I was just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
Drop 44,
Yeah.
third race, next year coming in, right? Basically your first year as running track, right? Did you ever feel any kind of pressure? Did you ever just be like, I'm just riding the wave of success right now. Everybody loving me because I'm dropping hot times.
I was just naive.
Okay.
You know, like, cause like at that time when I ran 44, I think I had like £10 in my bank account. Yeah, I had nothing. Like I was gonna join the army because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't really want to go to university. Like,
so the 400 really chose you.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
my
for
God.
real.
I was working in like a place called Asda, like it's like the Walmart, like a convenience store. So I was like chatting up old ladies when they came to my turn and stuff. They loved me back then. And then like, you know, I didn't have obviously you didn't have a contract. So I was just going about, you know, I was quite content with my life. I didn't really, because certain people like to do World Juniors, they've always been in the limelight. I was like a completely unknown in that sense when I came to the 400. I didn't really know the event. I didn't know the politics. I didn't really know nothing about track. I was just naive. So when around 44, I had my coach used to protect me a lot. I had like a lot of people shielding me from that stuff. You know what I mean? So, but in around 44, I had a good contract, You
So you got a contract at 18 years old?
I got a contract at 18 years old.
So after your first 44,
you
solidified yourself.
Yeah. But I think what made it worse or better was the fact that I did Commonwealths after I ran the 4th leg and held off Chris Brown.
Oh, that's my dog. No, that's my dog. You hold up my dog.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, we don't mean no harm, no foul, man.
Yeah.
We love you, Chris Brown. Fireman from the Bahamas.
Yeah, it's funny because because I was, again, like I was the young guy, so I didn't really know what was going on. So I was like a deer in headlights. And they were trying to sight me. I was like, why are you trying to sight me out for, man? You're wearing leggings. Like, this is like track. Relax. You don't have to do this harm.
That sounds like somebody who's really not from the track world.
Yeah. You got on leggings.
Like, look at you, bro. Look at you.
Like, relax, you know what I mean? Be spandex.
You say, how you a thug and you got spandex on, man? What you talking about?
Yeah, you know what I mean? But like, and then it was like a whirlwind. So imagine like, I came with £10 in my bank account to 6 figures, going to Diamond Leagues. I think I only left the country like 3 times, and that was for like school. And then once with my coach. So I never really traveled. I used to get kit from my club, but imagine like having boxes, like a lot of boxes because I signed with Nike at that time.
Yeah, they're gonna see those boxes, boy.
Oh yeah,
boxes on top of boxes,
on top of boxes, on top of boxes.
Stuff that you didn't even ask for, you got it.
What? I was like, imagine I'm 18, you know what I mean? I was moving mental.
So you was the man.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I was moving a bit crazy at that time.
What was the best thing and the worst thing about that?
I think the best thing was, proving people wrong. Because like I said, like, because I wasn't the best kid, but I'm like, you've seen me around the track, like, I'm respectful and everything like that.
100%.
But like, I would say growing up, like, I always had like a chip on my shoulder in a sense. Like, I always had people was like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Or growing up, you always had these barriers, you know what I mean? And then I used to get in trouble a lot. And I used to stress my parents out because I'll be like, you know, just getting in trouble, and then just doing what I did and proving on all them people were wrong. And then people were like, oh, I knew Matt would do that. And I was like, no, you didn't. Go to my mom. You know what I mean? I didn't even know myself. so you can't tell me. But like I had like, I could honestly say like, at that time, like maybe 3 people, which 5. Yeah, like I could say I can count on my hand, like my coach, my parents, and then my training partners. Like because I said, I didn't really believe in myself, you know what I mean? I was gonna join the army. Imagine like at 18, because I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do in life. I was going out partying, like just doing stuff probably I shouldn't have done growing up. And then like, you know, doing what I did, and then them seeing, you know, because I worked hard, but I didn't. Now looking back again, like what I'm doing now compared to what I did then, I was just like, just going to the track and just taking things for granted. And then just showing like what I did, running 44 is like the 2nd fastest ever at that age, at that time. And honestly, I didn't even care. I was just like, what the hell? But I was happy for them. So I think that was the biggest thing for me. And then the worst thing is getting all that things coming to me because it was too easy, man. It was too easy. Like,
I know your life changed. Your social life had to change, man. Like you was bona fide the man now.
Yeah.
Like,
and like money, girls,
everything.
Yeah. And imagine like having nothing and then having everything thrown in your face. Yeah. Like I like looking again, I understand why like young athletes or actors or that go off the rails. Because imagine I didn't have mills, you know what I mean? But I had a decent wage, and I went off the rails and I went crazy. So them having millions of followers and all that attention, I understand to a degree like how that can change you as a person. And people say it only amplifies you, but it doesn't, because like
it's different when you go from a whole bunch of no's
to a whole bunch of yeses.
Whole bunch of yeses.
Yeah. And it's like, you can't do no wrong. You can't do no wrong.
And people are going to defend you.
Yeah.
Even when you know when you did wrong, people are going to be like, well, man, come on, man. We know it's stressful for you. So you're going to have a lot of enablers.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh, I'm going out. Oh, but you got a race. Yeah, okay. All right, come out.
Oh, man. So you just talked about how hard that was, man. And we know you went through a tumultuous time.
Before you even get there, I want to ask a question to him.
Go on.
When you went from getting into track and field, and you said you gave your parents such a headache growing up.
Yeah.
And then that moment happened where you dropped that 44.
Yeah.
And then the opportunity started knocking, right?
Yeah.
How did your parents handle it? Were they like shocked? You know what I mean? Like,
I think, cause like we were all going through it, cause like, they weren't sporty as well. So in the family, I'm the only, like, we have, my cousins did football, and I used to say my dad used to do track. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? But like, out of everyone in my family, I'm the only one who's made it to that next level. So we were all like going through it. So like, imagine like I was 10 years old, and your parents used to take you to like Little League or like 10 a.m. And then from going to Little League, go to the Diamond Leagues, and they're watching. I felt like, you know, it's different for them because just as much as I didn't understand it, they didn't understand it too. So they had to grow up and grow into it as well. And it's like it's funny because they always used to talk about, you know, I have experience. I was like, you don't have experience because I don't have experience. You've never been through this.
So y'all were learning together.
Yeah,
that's how it was with my parents.
Yeah.
They had no athletic background. I was the first one to even like really get into sports.
Yeah.
And we learned from college turning pro, we didn't know nothing. We learned along the way together.
Yeah, and like taxes,
Yeah.
going to LLCs, you know what I mean, and then learning that because again, I have to imagine like your parents trying to tell you what to do at 18, and it's like you can't tell me nothing. I'm earning money.
I can get this house right here. I can get this house right here right now.
I can buy your house and y'all pay me. I can buy your house.
You know what I mean? Mom, I used to go out, like, I don't even know how I did this. I just had money. I was just greedy. So I used to go to like coffee shops all the time, right? I would spend like £50 on coffee, and I'll get like plates of food, like a coffee and like 2 drinks. Not even finish it, but I was like, I got money to spend, you know what I mean? And my mom and my parents used to be like, literally like, you shouldn't do that, you know, because you gotta retire, you gotta look after your money, but
You're a young athlete.
You're a young athlete.
Young athletes don't think about
the
distant future. You thinking about the right now.
And I'm not like a guy he spends Gucci, but but when like I'll go out clubbing or I'll buy food and do stuff like that. So in the end, they kind of like took my money away. So, but it was a learning curve for everybody, like family, friends, everybody, because it was a whirlwind. Like I said, we went from nothing to, I want to say something, but like, you know what I mean, like spotlights on you.
No, you did. You got to say something, because at the end of the day, when you represent your country, you're very recognizable.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes down to World Championships, Commonwealth Games, when they put that camera on you and say your name, or when you had that shoe deal, I can't even imagine in some of the shoe stores you had autograph signings at some point, or you saw your picture. That could be real. You are something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So other people will see it as nothing, but you are something.
Yeah, and it's like, again, because I didn't really, like I said, because there's certain athletes, but I'll give you the example, right? One of my good friends, like Dean Asher-Smith, she went World Juniors. She was always like, Adam Jamili and KJT or Andrew Potty. They were like I wouldn't say, they were like the people who were bookended to be like the athletes, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they had the media training, they had the spotlight on them from young. They were kind of like groomed into this lifestyle. I just came out. Like, I came out. I didn't me doing this right now and like talking, because like I don't really like talk per se, because I'm not really, I wouldn't say I'm like media groomed. Like I'm pretty much, I remember my first interview as well, and this is when around 44. Like I say, where's my mom? I'm like, fuck, shit, oh shit. I didn't know what to say. Like, so I'm not like, and then you kind of like go into a shell, because it's hard, because all these changes and then all the spotlight, and then like British media and respectfully, like British media and like social media as a whole, they expect you to be like perfect
and polished.
Yeah, polished. And I'm from Wolverhampton or Birmingham, and if you know that area, it's like the Florida of England. Like I always know someone who's from that type of area. You know what I mean? Because
you got that real in you.
Yeah,
got that real in you.
We got a little, like, I call it little Jamaica as well, but we're a different breed. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not gonna be polished. I'm not gonna say the right things. Like, and it was hard for me, because you go in front of the camera, and then you want to say the right things, but then it's like, you're like, that's not you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to talk in this little accent. I'm like, why am I talking like this for?
That's good though, that now you could come around, because now you could actually show people from where you're from that it can be done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You give other people from that area a light. Did you feel the pressures of the country at any point?
Yes and no. Because when I did what I did, they would always say, "Oh, he's gonna get the British record. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that."
They made you the man already.
Yeah. So they crown, like they kind of like crowned me, but I didn't know what I was doing. Like, it was my first year in 400 meters, so I did what I did, yes, but I didn't
understand it.
I didn't understand it to a degree that I do now. Like I just ran. My first 400 meters, like I was in lane 8, and then I got the 200 meters, and the only reason why I did what I did is because the guy in lane 6 got onto my shoulder at 200. I was like, oh shit, okay, run. And I started running and started kicking, and I went from like 8th to like 3rd, around 44. Like that's not. Now I'm with Coach Gary. He'll break it down to such a degree. Like I know where to kick, when to kick. My first 200 meters, the top bend, coming into the straight. I know, like I know the 400 meters, but back then it was just
Run.
well, yeah, just run literally. Okay, I feel good. You know what? I'm just gonna run.
Isn't it crazy how you have evolved as an athlete from when you just thought running was just running?
Yeah,
And then now being with someone like Coach Gary, he's teaching you how to really develop your own running style, technique, race
Yeah.
plan, strategy, and then you
Yeah.
see other athletes with those same, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, attributes.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole different level of competition.
yeah,
now.
most definitely. I learned that when I made the Olympic final in 2016, because like I was cocky as well, of course, but I was like ignorant. You know what I mean? I made the final, but the 2015 I had 3 stress fractures in my back. So obviously I did what I did in 2014, got injured in 2015, came back in 2016. So technically it's my second year in 400. So I was like, oh yeah, this is easy, you know what I mean? I made the Olympic final. I was walked in there thinking, yeah, I'm gonna win this. Boy, was I wrong, man. Where he showed me. You know what I mean, I was in 7.
Well, hey, first of all, that was a crazy race,
What?
though. Bro.
Yeah.
Like you can't gauge yourself over that one. You know what I mean?
But that, you know what I mean? Going into there, you learn levels. You go into like, and again, as respect, I mean this in the most respectful way. A European core room is completely different to a world core room, and a world core room is completely different to an Olympic core room, because Olympics comes 4 years, whereas Worlds or Europeans comes every 2 years. So you have that kind of, I wouldn't say you're relaxed, but you have that kind of in the back of your mind, like, okay, if it doesn't go right, I got another 2 years. Olympics, nah, you can't. There's no mistakes. You know what I mean?
It's do or die. It's now or
do,
never.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Just so our viewers know, man, I want to explain. 2016 was the world record race. So
Yeah.
he was in the race
Yeah.
where Van Niekerk ran 43.
43.
03?
No,
I
it
think it's
was 03 or something.
4303.
Yeah.
It was almost 42.
Yeah. So I had the best view in the house, man.
What was it like though? Like, did you realize how amazing the race was while you were in the race, or did you get to cross the finish line and be like, yo, this is crazy?
Now, at the time, I was mad, because I was like, man, you made me look stupid in front of the whole world. Like, I just closed the gate. That was the first time I came last.
He
then
closed the gate.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever came last in the race. I was like, but at that time as well, every time I made the final, I medaled. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, that's drastic,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
drastic, bro.
Hey,
You go from a podium to like, oh yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I was like, but I think after that race, I knew I had to. I was too comfortable in England, and I knew that I needed to, there's, like I said, there's levels, because for me, like I'm not as relaxed as people or see me as, like, I'm competitive, you know what I mean? I find, like, every time I lose, I find, like, embarrassing in a sense, because, like, I'm putting all this work in, and like yeah, I want my win, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm doing all this work, and I at that time, like I said, looking back, I didn't work hard, but I always used to think I'm working hard, so I need this, but basically, like, fuck everyone who used to say you're not gonna do nothing, because, like, I used to laugh at the camera, because I was like, in my head, I remember my math teacher, because every time I smile, it's like a fuck you to everyone who used to say you're not gonna do shit.
Oh yeah.
That was your math teacher?
Yeah.
There's always those one teachers,
There's
right?
always that one teacher.
There's always that one
There's
teacher,
always that
right?
one teacher. You know what I mean? But, like, every time I used to look in the camera or smile or go into the line, it was like always like a fuck you to everyone. So
I know you watching.
yeah, I know you watching. I know you watching. 'Cause I used to get all messages like, "Oh yeah, you're doing so well." I was like, "Yeah, you used to say shit back in the day."
You be like, F you.
Hey, you know what I mean?
Delete. Thank you.
Or people used to message my parents like, "Matt, you used to do this," and I was like, "I don't know." They used to come back to me like, "Why are they telling you this for, man? You know what they're like." But like I said, it was a game to me, you know what I mean? Because it was a game to me in the sense that I'm doing well, which is looking back on it is a bad way of thinking because I'm doing well, but it's like I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it to like prove people wrong. You know what I mean? So yeah, and it was this ignorance and then naivety as well because I didn't know the sport. I was just running. I made the Olympic final, but I was angry because like in my second year at 20 or 21 years of age, like I was angry because I closed the gate for the first time in my life. But like looking back on it, it's like you made the Olympic final in your second year.
So it was like a
400.
wake up call for you.
Yeah.
So it was like you felt entitled up to a certain extent because everything was handed to you.
Yeah.
And then now closing the gate was like that wake up call. Like,
Yeah.
hold on, I got to get ready. Like,
Yeah, it's
there's a
like-
different level I need to be at.
Yeah, you can't eat muffins before the Olympic final.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You ate muffins
telling on
before the
yourself.
Olympic final.
Yeah. Like I was eating muffins. Like, what are you doing, McDonald's? I thought I was bold. I was eating
It's
McDonald's.
crazy. I can see you in the warm area because you know in the warm area they always have the big old white tents.
Yeah.
I can see you sitting inside that tent just eating a muffin
Yeah, it's chilling.
right before it's time for you to go out
Yeah,
there.
you know what I mean?
He probably asking them in the car room, y'all don't want none of these muffins. These muffins good.
So what was it like for you? All right, you closed the gate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we could say probably that was one of your most disappointing moments in your young
Yeah.
career already, right?
Yeah.
Second year in. Did you feel like there was a downside that you was approaching?
So I didn't think there was a downside, but like I think looking back again, I was because I knew what happened in a sense. So it's crazy as well because only you go into the line, right, and the world sees sees you there, but they don't see the behind the scenes, like the injuries. They don't see what you had to do to get to that line. So I knew the work that I had to do to get to the line. So I was like, you know what, it's only up, you know what I mean? And then rest in peace. Like I remember Lloyd Cowan talking to me. I was like, and I don't know if you met Lloyd, but he was like, yeah, you need to do this, you know.
I remember Lloyd,
He just talk your ear off, man. You need to drag every time because like he used to like there was only honestly, I'll say there's 4 people at that time, or 5 if I included my coach. There's only 4 people I'd only listen to. That was Lloyd, Christine, Mr. Black, rest in peace as well, and Steve Maguire. Everyone else, you can say whatever, I wouldn't listen to. But if Lloyd came over to me and said, Matt, go relax, or go shut up and go do whatever, I'll be the first person to go and do that. I remember, like, again, the heats of the Olympics, because they hit me, you walk onto the line, you see the rings, and the heats is the worst. Then worse than the final. The finals, you're chilling. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
You arrived.
Yeah,
I'm here.
I made it. But the heats, boy.
Yeah.
Your nuts drop.
Yeah. Yeah, boy.
So, like Christine spoke to me, and I wouldn't listen to no one because I was like, yo, this is terrifying. And Christine was like, this is another race. This is a diamond. It's like, this is not another race. This is not a diamond. This is but she was
You're not helping me.
and she's like, but like, and then her and Lloyd like spoke to me, and then after they spoke to me, I chilled. I remember the last thing Lloyd, Steve Maguire, Mr. Black said to me after the Olympics, your life's gonna change, you need to focus. I didn't focus. But what happened, but again, like a lot of things happened in the background.
Mhm.
But like I knew as soon, because I had to finish university as well, because my parents used to say you need a fallback.
Mhm.
So as soon as I finished university, I knew I had to go to America because in America, you have the guys who produce 43, and at that time, you know, the rest of the world wasn't really, apart from Wade and Karani, you know what I mean? The rest of the world wasn't running 43, so I knew I had to go to America, you know, to make that next step because in the UK, I didn't have to cook because I was so well known. I could go, I'll get free food because like my nan's Jamaican, my nan's like the Jamaican ties, you know what I mean? It was like a close knit.
Yeah.
So I could go to like a Jamaican shop who one of my nans knows and then eat for free, or go to my aunt's and do whatever the hell I wanted, you know what I mean? Or I could go out and I was too accessible and I'll do too much. So I think me moving to America was the only option. And I remember speaking to Lloyd as well. And I was like, I'm glad you said that, because he said, I don't want you to be like wasting your talent. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you don't know how talented you are, but you're wasting it because you're doing too much. So, and as soon as he said that, I was like, all right, but as soon as, and he cussed me as well, because in the semi-finals, he saw that I gave up, because in 2017, I was in lane 2 and I was just mad as hell. But I gave up because I got to the 100, like the last 100, and I gave up. And I've never seen Lloyd mad ever. That was the first time I ever saw him mad at me. He gave me the hairdryer treatment. I was like, what the I was like, cause when I saw him, I thought he was gonna dap me up and be chill. I was like, don't you ever fucking do that. This, that, and the other was like, you're wasting. Don't ever do that again. Don't step on the track. He cussed me out. I was like, whoa. And it was like, I said, now what are you gonna do? I was like, I'm gonna do this fucking relay and I'm gonna go to America. It's like, that's right.
So you found, so you were too comfortable where you were.
Yeah.
And you felt that, not you felt, but you knew.
Yeah, I knew.
You have to find some level of uncomfort for you to grow.
I had to, because like, I think because I had everything handed to me, and I was not just had everything handed to me, like it was too easy. Imagine like 2017, I'll go out partying, doing what the hell I wanted. I'm running 44. You know what I mean? Like, it was easy. Everything was just easy. It's just like, okay, I had a good contract. I was top 10 in the world. Even though I didn't make the final in 2017, really and truly in the back of my mind, like I knew I could, because I wasn't doing, like I knew other people were going the extra mile, and here's me just taking them it, you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, cool. I need like a track career is short. As much as you think you've got time, and this is one of the things they always tell me, is like you think you've got all the time in the world, but you don't. You know what I mean? Like, and I still remember my first race, and I was like a blink, and it's almost been like 10, 11 years.
Fast.
Yeah, it goes by fast. And now looking back, I've wasted like 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? Which I could have done. But you never know. You know what I mean? But I could have maybe done a lot more. Probably could have ran 43 before. Could have, I don't know, maybe done better at 2021. I could have done so much. But the idea that I'll never know because I wasted that many years is gonna frustrate me. And so like, yeah, like I said, I didn't want. I don't want to be one of those athletes who look back and think, what if? You know what I mean? What if I did this? What if I did that?
It's gonna haunt you forever.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna always haunt you. I was like, yeah, I don't want that.
So that's why you putting it all on the line now, man. Brooks always used to tell us, we in the business of time management. That's what Brooks used to always tell us that. So what was that transition like when you moved from GB
to America? It was. I did it in 3 weeks. It was mental. Like, because I was with Nike at the time. I was originally supposed to go to JS or John Smith in LA, but politics, you know what I mean? GB, and like, and I think as well, Mr. Maguire, as much like he knows me very well, and I think as well he knew probably in the back of his mind, if I went to LA at that age and with my mind frame, I would have went off the rails even worse.
Because you was already killing it in GB already.
I was out.
Yeah.
So imagine like, and Birmingham's not London, you know what I mean? London's like the big, but like, so imagine me in like a big city where I know nobody, where it's LA, you know what I mean? I would have been outside. I don't know, we don't know, but yeah, that didn't happen. But he took me to Claremont and then I went to Lance Browman. But I was still Nike, but I was on the end of my contract. So I left Nike and ran. I didn't run for a year with no contract, but we had the idea that I was gonna go to Adidas because when you're in an Adidas camp, you go to that.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was with Lance Brahman from 2017 to like 2021. So yeah, and then that's how I came to America, and then met the Louses, met Marshall Cedeno. I already knew Nefel Mitchell Blake from GB,
Mm.
and then like Keston Bledman, Tyson, and then Tory. It was it was
Like an all-star camp.
yeah, it was mad. You know what I mean? Like I saw levels. Like I was a big fish in a small pond in UK, and you go there and it's like, yo, you gotta be on your game.
You a little fish in a big pond.
Yeah, well, this is where the big boys are.
You was like Finding Nemo with the sharks.
Well, I was like, you see Sean there, like dropping crazy times. You saw Tory zoom around. This is when Noah was little Noah, not Noah now. This is but you saw the talent, you know what I mean? He was a skinny little guy. Like I was skinny too. I think I weighed like 172. I bulked up now.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I was like 172.
172 for your height, yeah. That's
I'm 175 right now. And I'm about 5'8".
And then like Joe, but then like, and Noah and Joe, like Joe Lyles as well. And like, like that talent, that group, like they're all savages. So it was like, you know what I mean? But it was like a family, but it was a family of savages. Like,
so it is, yeah.
Like we like I'm gonna kill you at the track, but we're cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're like it was like a family. It was cool. It was cool to be in that environment because like we all wanted that one thing, and we all strived to that thing. So it was cool being in that environment, and it kind of like opened my eyes to a degree. Obviously it didn't work out, but like, and I it's not all the coach, you know what I mean? I'll say some of it I'll put on me. And but
I mean, you always got to find a coach, and I feel
Yeah.
like as a young athlete, we always get like so
You got
enthralled in
yeah.
like, oh, that coach has a name.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And then you kind of realize like at the end of the day, you got to find a coach that fits you,
Yeah,
fits your
yeah.
style, fits
Exactly.
your dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's gonna push you in the right way.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm grateful that I joined the group because I think it taught me to mature. You know what I mean? Being in that rigid environment, it taught me on the track, it didn't work, but off the track, you know what I mean? Like, it taught me to be a man. You know what I mean? Like, when I first moved to America, like I said, I didn't cook, I didn't clean, I didn't do nothing. I think for the first month or 2 months, I was eating eggs on toast because I couldn't cook. You know what I mean? I couldn't do. I was eating checkers in the warm up.
Oh yeah.
So I'll go to the warm up.
Boy, you living like a bum.
What? You know what I mean? I was eating rough, man. And then like, like I was like my missus, like I was like, hey, you're lucky you met me now, you know.
It's true.
Because like I said, I've grown up, but like being in that environment, they all like, I'll say every single one of them imprinted myself. Like obviously, like I said, on the track it didn't work, but they imprinted themselves off the track to make me like grow up in a sense. And then I've like it just made me grow as a person, and then obviously I'm the person I am now because of them. So like I thank them for that, you know what I mean? So it was positive, but on the track, boy, it didn't go
But
good.
you said this is from the years of 2017 to 2021. So
Yeah.
2017, Tory is the world champion. 2017, Charnay is the
Diamond League
world and Olympic champion.
Nah, she won Olympics 2016. She won Olympics. but-
2016.
Yeah, so she was the
Yeah,
Olympic
yeah.
champion.
And Noah's
Yeah.
coming onto the scene running Diamond Leagues.
So Noah just started running
And Noah
Diamond League.
just started running.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because he
then
came onto
Tyson
the
was-
scene in 16 actually too. So he was
Yeah,
like the
yeah, yeah.
young pup for
Yeah,
real.
Yeah, so I guess seeing all that talent in one place
Yeah.
let you know, like, coming from London, like, oh, I thought I was the shit.
Yeah,
But I ain't shit.
Yeah,
I ain't shit.
You ain't nothing. And like the crazy thing is America's such a revolving door. So you'll see one crazy talent leave and then another one will come into the group, you know what I
Yes.
mean? So it's like you always have to be on your game. Whereas in the the UK, yeah, you can be at the top for a
A
while.
long time.
You know what I mean? But coming here, like, you have one bad day. You're back in the back in the line.
Uh-huh.
So
I always explain the U.S. like this, man. I feel like they run the Olympics and World Championship twice.
yeah.
Because it's the only country where I feel like you could run 9-9 and watch the Olympics at home.
Yeah. But I thank them for that. Made my life a little easier.
This is the only country where you possibly could run 20 flat
yeah, oh my
and
God.
watch the
Listen,
Olympics
man.
at the crib.
Olympic
At the
trials,
crib. At the crib.
Olympic trials always gave me more anxiety than going to the real Olympics
And you know what? You watch
or
when
World
you,
Championship.
when you watch, it's like a theater because you see the relief on their on
On
your
the face.
on the face when you
Yeah.
cross the line.
Oh yeah, it's a big relief.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I did it. Yes. Okay.
Because in America, it's like I try to tell everybody, it's like, yeah, I can go against a Tyson or a Trayvon or a Fred or any of these other guys that's out there who are already professionals. But what about these young guys
Yeah.
that are running fast in college, that are going on to either big boy nationals or Olympic trials, and they're running comparable times to you? They're running 9.8s, 9.9s. Now you got to go against those guys too. So now you like,
And they're hot as well. They're firing. You know what I mean? They just come NCAAs running probably like 19, whatever. 9. So you're not just racing the top dogs. You're racing the top dogs in NCAA.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo,
you racing the
that's
now and you racing the
yeah.
future.
So I don't envy you guys, man. But hey, it's good. It's good TV.
I know it didn't work out at that time with Lance, but I know you went through a tumultuous time.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you went through a dark time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Could you tell us a little about that?
Man. Yeah. So it was Olympic year 2021. So yeah, looking back as well, I can pinpoint when stuff started. It was like around COVID.
Mhm.
So obviously, yeah. So obviously, I'll go back like, so I think when it started to really get bad, so Mr. Maguire left. So I had like my little holy trinity of people, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like when I going back, so like obviously I left my coach, and he was like a big part of my life. Like he was the person who like, when I was like, because when I first joined the group, he made me basically be like, if you don't behave, you ain't going track.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I need to behave because like I want to do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I left him, it was like a big thing, because when I moved to America, everyone thought, oh, Matt's gonna go, you know, Matt's gonna do what Matt does.
Yeah.
And then like he would shield you from everything. So he wasn't like just a coach to me at that time. He was like I wouldn't say a father, because no one's gonna replace your father.
Like a
but
mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had the other three, which is Mr. Maguire, Neil Black, and
Lloyd. Yeah.
And then so the first one that Mr. Maguire left UK, and that was hard. But obviously, like, you know what I mean, he had to do, like,
What he had
that's
to
out
do.
of his control. What happened to Mr. Black? What happened to Mr. Black? You know what I mean? Like, as in, he had to leave UKA, but then he died. Unforeseen circumstances. That hit me hard because I'm the worst texter in the world, but he messaged me and I didn't respond back to him. And I remember when he died, it hit me because I was like, yo.
You look back at that
Yeah,
text.
it's like, yeah, I've still got the text now. Like, oh man, I should have, like, it hit me. 'Cause I was like, I should have replied to him.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going.
On the other side.
Yeah,
of the
so I was like, yo, why didn't I respond to him? Why didn't I talk to him? So that hit me. And then when Lloyd went, boy, that was rough. Like, that was like, in GB, like, all the black kids always were around Lloyd. That was our guy. You know what I mean? Like, Lloyd was just our guy. And you'll never meet a person like him, because he had, like, I remember we went to London. It was my first London Diamond League. He took me to the barbers and we were just chilling. He took me there for 4 hours. He sat with me the whole time. Made sure I had a good edge up, because hey, sometimes these barbers push your wig back. But he sat with me the whole time. Like, we were chilling. That was my guy. And like, he was getting ill, but when he went, like, it hit me hard. And then I was like, again, like it was COVID time, and like obviously, like I had people around me, but it was like dark in a sense because
COVID was a depressing time, I
Yeah.
think, for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I think for me, kind of what you're saying is it was hard for me because I retired that year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like I was able to be me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because you always was suppressed, and then probably hearing the bad news
Yeah.
after bad news, it kind of hit you and weighed on
Yeah.
you.
And then as well, like I've never really, like, you know, like you said, like track, you're against the clock. You're not just against the clock on the track. You're on the clock as in retirement. And that was the first time it hit me, like, because you didn't have track. You know what I mean? So I was like,
So you know
yo,
what it looked like. You
yeah,
know
I
what
was
it
like,
felt
yo,
like.
yeah, I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, it hit me, like, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, yo, I don't have a backup. Like, I was panicking. So I was like, I can't work in America because I didn't have the right visa. I was like, I could go home, but I'm not going home because like I put too much effort in here.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like, I have no experience. So I was panicking. I was like, that was the first time the reality of what the hell am I gonna do post-career hit me. And then track on the track wasn't going well. So, and I was getting hurt like all the freaking time. So it was like I was getting punched left, right, and center, like everywhere. Like, and then like obviously I had like a support network, but if you like,
It wasn't like it was at home.
it's not even like it was like at home. Like, as weird as it sounds, with track, like, yes, you have people around you, but really and truly, it's you. Like, it's a lonely sport, and like even when you're at the top, it's still lonely. But when imagine like, okay, like for instance, right now I'm doing well in it, but you have people around. You have all these people that it's this, that, and the other. But really and truly, you know, they're there because you're doing well. So in your back of your mind, it's lonely. And then when it's not going well, it's even quieter because you're just with your thoughts. So imagine like, it's just nothing's going right in your head, and you're already lonely, and you're already in your thoughts. So you just get deeper in your thoughts and get deeper and deeper and deeper. And then it's a confidence sport as well. You have to have confidence. You can be in the best shape of your life, but if you're not confident in yourself,
It'll show.
it's gonna show. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell fake confidence from a mile away. You know what I mean? And especially like you did 100. So, so you know when like a guy is in a 400-meter guy is chill. So like it's not gonna show as much, but you can tell, like, especially in 100, who's faking it and who's not.
Oh yeah, you can tell in the call room.
Yeah.
You can sit in that call room, look at everybody's face in that call room, and you can see who's confident or not.
Exactly. So my confidence wasn't there. And then I had all these things going around me, right? And then I just broke. I just literally broke. And yeah, man. Just
What does that mean? Like, did you feel like when you broke because you was alone, especially in a foreign country, and you had nobody there?
Like I said, I had friends, I had my missus, I had friends, I had people, but it's weird because
you broke here.
Yeah, I broke here and here.
Yeah.
In a sense, because it's like, and I read something not long ago. It's like depression is like you're in a room full of people, but you're alone. And I genuinely felt that, like, as in like I had so many people around me, but I was alone. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So came to track. I didn't care about track in a sense because my people who were there were gone, and I'm going to the track trying to do what I'm doing, but it's not going right. Like, for the first time in my life, track was hard. And track's never been hard. That was the one thing in my life that was the most consistent thing, was that it was so easy that I could, I just told you I was eating muffins running 44. So I was like, yo, I'm doing the right things. Why the fuck is it so hard?
Yeah.
I ran 46 for the first time. No, I ran 46 for one of the first times in my life. I was spewing my guts, being sick, and this, that, and the other. I was confused. I was like, why does it hurt more running this time than it does running 44? Like, and again, respectfully toward the athletes who beating me, like, I was losing to people who I knew I should have beat. You know what I mean? And like my last race of that season, 2021, because like I made the around 45, but I didn't do the individual because again, GB.
Politics.
Yeah, politics. They didn't take me for the individual, but they took me for the relay. And then I was hurt. I was going through what I was going through, like, because obviously, again, being in the UK, God bless that you have the NHS, so you have free healthcare. So when I did what I did, right, I had to go to the hospital, and they tried to send me to the madhouse. They tried to keep me in there for God knows how many days. And I told this one woman, because I was like, you're not sending me to the madhouse, you know what I mean? I was like literally fighting.
So they thought you was crazy because you tried to...
Yeah, I tried to take my life, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, I was like, because I knew, but this ain't free.
Right. So
they're making me stay longer. And because I took pills, because I couldn't get a gun, you know what I mean? I knew, they say it's easy to get a gun in the US. It's not that easy, because if you're a US citizen, oh yeah, but I'm not a US citizen, so
it was hard.
You know what I mean? And honestly, if I did have one, I probably wouldn't be. But like, I did the pills, so, and honestly, don't do it. If you're gonna do what you're gonna, like, if you're in that place, honestly, it's not worth it, because that
thank
shit.
God you didn't do it.
Yeah, but that shit hurts. You know what I mean? And like,
you had to get like your stomach pumped or anything?
Yeah. Like, I was on IV, my stomach, they had to put me in ECG. All these things cost. ECG, you name it. I have like a regular heartbeat as well. So my heart was like, it was like going through it, because obviously you're taking that many pills and you pass it. Yeah.
So it's all working double time.
Yeah. And then, obviously, I got discharged, and I was like, so how much is it gonna cost? Oh, you're good, you're good. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. But at that time as well, I thought I was insured through my federation. I had no insurance. So I was like, all right, cool. Because when I rang them, they were like, oh, you don't have insurance? They were like, no. I was like, it's like, can you handle it? I was like, well, I'm gonna have to now, aren't I? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I got my first bill. Boom. Saw it. I was like, okay, it's not that bad. All right, cool, paid it. Got my second one, then my third one, then my fourth one. It just kept racking. So imagine like 2021, I like did what I did. I had a shitload of debt on my back. I had still those thoughts in my head. And like, I'll go into the line knowing I'm not cool, but then I had a contract to fulfill as well, because what people don't realize, like, when you're signed, that's not really, like, yeah, it's your money, but the whole point of a contract is for you technically not to fulfill your contract, you know what I mean? They make sure, like,
we paying you for what you're about to do, not what you've already done.
Exactly.
So
you know
let's
what I mean?
do this.
You're like, oh yeah, I've got easy time bonus. Yeah, that's because you have time bonuses because they don't want you to achieve those times. Like, and it's a business. Like, you gotta understand that as well. You know what I mean? They're not gonna give you free money. You know what I mean?
Nobody's giving free money.
Exactly. So, like, if you're not performing, you're getting cut. And I knew that in the back of my mind. So I was like, if I don't make my money, I ain't gonna pay my bills. So I was like, crap, I gotta make my money somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then the debt collector's gonna come. I'm going on the line thinking, shit, how am I gonna pay for this? And then I'm not doing well. So you're already going in, it's like a spiral effect. So like, it was a bad year, and I quit because I was like, yo, what am I gonna do? But then obviously,
who brought you back? How'd you navigate yourself from out of that hole? Because a lot of people don't, man. They get there and we would find the other Matt in the multiverse working at a Walmart somewhere in Claremont.
I'll be in a Pop Smoke concert or something, man. Like, like,
how'd you get out of that?
I think I had again, like, because things weren't going good. So you had the negative people. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
they souped up. They ready because they talking their shit right now.
yeah,
Yeah, because you down. So they
yeah.
gonna
So
talk
people
their
talk.
shit.
So you have
Yeah.
people talking. So okay. So again, I'm as much as like I'm chill. Yeah, I'm an athlete, so I have an ego as well. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So people are chatting shit. So there's a whole multitude of things. So I've got the screenshots and everything to this.
Oh.
So I was like, I was ready.
That was his motivation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw people talking. So when I didn't win trials, I saw people talking, saying, "Oh, he's fell off, this, that, and the other." I was like, "All right, cool." Yeah, you don't know what's going on, but I was like, "All right, cool." Like at the end of the day, I didn't care because at that time I didn't care. But they just carried on talking and talking and talking. They were saying, "Oh, GB 400s fell off. This Matt's not doing what's supposed to do." That I was like, "All right, cool, bam. All right, I'm gonna let you talk." Then my missus made me go therapy. Like she was like, "Yeah, you're going therapy." I was like, "All right, I'm gonna do it to shut you up." I didn't really like as a man, like, and like I don't know if it's like a stigma with like Caribbean, like.
No, it is. Trust
yeah,
me.
like-
I've been there.
Yeah,
I've been to therapy. Justin's been to therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy too, bro.
We've all been
Yeah.
therapy, but
Yeah.
we there is a stigma.
It's a stigma amongst men.
Men.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
stigma
Yeah.
amongst athletic
Like
men
men.
too.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean,
You know what I
You
mean?
feel like you
Like-
got to be
Yeah.
jumping off a bridge to go to therapy. But what I found in therapy is everybody can use therapy. You don't have to be almost jumping off a ledge. It helped me find out a lot of things about
Yeah.
myself. So
So I had to. So my ego had to get battered. You know what I mean? I had to like to the brink of like, and then around 48.
Oh.
And that was the camera on that was the camera that broke the or whatever. I don't even know what to say, but that was it.
straw to break the
Yeah,
camel's
yeah.
back.
When I ran 48 and people were chatting all that shit, I was like, yeah, nah, I can't go out like that. I can't go out. Like at 48, I was like, what? I'm at 44, not giving a fuck. Like, nah, I can't, I ain't going out like that. So, I did the therapy. Like, I knew my contract with Adidas was gonna end. But again, I knew it was business. Like, as angry at the time I was, like I knew it was business. But then my federation didn't, like, you know, like with federations, they have like, you know, funding.
Or like pool of
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
the athletes to live on.
And they didn't like take me back.
Yes.
So, and like, even though like they kind of knew what was going on, they didn't take me back. So I was like, oh, again? As in like, so I had, on one hand, I was like, you're gonna do this to me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, I was like, all right, cool. I have now the first time in my life since 18 and being professional, I can do what the fuck I want. Like, I can literally do what I want without no one telling me what to do. And it was kind of liberating. And I was like, all right, cool. On one hand, I felt like disrespected and a bit angry because like you knew what was going on. I was like, I tore my Achilles and came back that same year around 45-1. But they like you kicked me off. So I felt like hey, you can tell, they can say what they want, and I'm not gonna throw anyone under the bus or you know, make it like, you know what I mean, personal, because at the end of the day, it's in the past.
Right.
But I was like, at the same time, I was like, yo, I felt personal. So I was like, all right, cool. You want to make it personal? Because like I said, with Adidas, I understood it was business. But with your federation, I was like, you're supposed to look after the athlete. So, but I was like, hey, all right, cool. For the first time in my life, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. In the sense of, I'm going to build my team. I'm going to go to someone who I want to go to. And I'm going to basically, I had that fire again. But in the sense of not just like the lazy fire as in, all right, fuck you, I'm going to just do the bare minimum. I was like, all right, I'm going to do everything in my power for the first time. So, that was when I booked Coach Gary.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I chose him, actually, because when we met in the Starbucks, and I was like, hey, you gotta get back whatever you what you lost. I was like that. I was like, I like that.
Coach Gary is like that, man.
Yeah,
He's
it's
like that, man.
Yeah, it's like, how old are you? I was like, 20. I was 26. He's like, really? I thought you're older. I was like, I thought you're 30. I was like, what the fuck? But as soon as he said, yeah, you're going to get back everything, I was like, all right, yeah, we're in. We're locked in.
Yeah.
So
And that was in 2022.
2020,
One.
yeah, 2021 going into 2022. Yeah.
I remember that because I remember when Gary told me about you. He was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, he just had a bad end of the stick, but he said, "Man, that boy still got talent." He said, "And we gonna show him." And I remember y'all went to, I think, Birmingham, and I think you broke the record of the 300.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did.
That was crazy,
Yeah,
bro. This is he probably with Gary maybe like 4 or 5, not even probably 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And he break the 300-meter indoor record first.
Just like that.
But it was a bunch of them. It was like Stevie ran like the world's best. He broke the national record.
Y'all rolling
and
deep.
another one of their teammates did something. I was like, bro, Gary, what you doing over there? He's like, man, we just working a little bit. You know how Gary be.
The monsters over there.
Yeah, it's funny because like I think I was again. Hey, Coach Gary's workouts, man. They serious.
Yeah, they are.
So I remember my first month with Coach Gary. Again, I'm just coming back from running. I ran 48, so I was like, all right, cool. I'm coming in humble. Like I'm doing everything. Whatever this man says to do, I'm doing. I'm not gonna argue with him. I'm not gonna do it because back in the day, I had a little leeway. You know what I mean? I could like kind of. Someone said, do 3 reps. I'll be like, can I do like 2 maybe? And whatever Coach Gary says, go. Cool. Boom. Came to the track. I met Tonk, obviously his assistant, and Kayla. So Kayla doing what she's doing, screaming. I was like, what the hell? I've never heard
Coach Kayla goes screaming.
Yeah, she goes screaming. Get on the leg! I was like, again, this is new to me. I was like, okay, I like the environment. Coach Gary said this first session, I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like I was like, it hit me like a trap, like a train, because that session, boy, Coach Gary does not mess around with that fool. I almost called my parents like, I can't do this no more. This man crazy. But I was like, I'm gonna stick with it because, like I said, I came here to. I was like in my head as well. I can't let people down in a sense because I don't want to be that what if. You know what I mean? Like 10 years down the line, what if?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't. You was the guy you're supposed to break the record. You're supposed to be this. You're supposed to be that. So I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm just gonna keep going. And then again, I was getting humbled by Stevie left, right, and center, man. Cause
What was that like? What was that like training with somebody that you know that was already in his groove? He was dominating.
Man, I wanted to fight Coach Gary so many times. Cause like Steve, like I said, like when growing up in the system, like I knew about Stevie, but like so I was how it went. Stevie went World Juniors because I was supposed to go World Juniors, but I think 3 years or something like that. But so I went Commonwealths, and then one of my boy who won it was Marcel Chadenia.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of had like I always knew about these like him, Stevie, and all that. So but I went 44 like first. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? I was like, in my back of my head, I'm your big brother.
Yeah.
I ain't your big brother because you're the champion. But like. So, but I knew him since young, you know what I mean? So we kind of like, we grew up together, but we weren't, this is the first time I've ever like properly interacted with you, you know what I mean? Like I train with you, like there's that level, like you have that outside respect, but now it's like, all right, cool, we're training partners. So it's like, now it's like, we're colleagues, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm always going to root for someone who I train with because I know the pain that you're going through. Like,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? Like, even though we're like, I wouldn't even say we're like rivals, but like, okay, on the track we race each other, but like, and it's a business. Like, I'm gonna try and beat you. You're gonna try and beat me. But at the end of the day, like, I want you to do well in a sense, because, hey, Coach Gary be killing us, man. So I want you to do, like, I want you to do whatever you need to do to be the best person. I'm gonna try and be my best person. If at the end of the day, if I win or you win, cool. I don't care. It's like, hopefully I win.
I mean, it's crazy because like you train with that person and you gain like a sense of understanding and respect for them.
Yeah.
But they usually your top competitor.
Hell yeah, man.
But then you also build like almost like a brotherhood with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you was like, I want to beat you.
Yeah.
But good luck.
Yeah.
Sounds like an unspoken word. You don't say it to him, but you each other know that I wanted to beat you.
Yeah, I want to slap you. Just like how you're slapping me in training every single day. Like, I was one session, because this is when I knew he, because like, I'm decent I have a decent base in full. So like, it wasn't the grass. I was tearing him up, man. Every single rep. And then we went into the track. Coach Gary, I think it was like a 350 or something like that. I was like, yeah, okay. And we just did it. I was like, okay. Indoors isn't my thing. So I was like, okay, yeah, it's outdoors now. We're gonna see. And it's like a 350. Coach Gary was like, yeah, I want to see something. I was like, yeah, you're gonna see something. CV drops. CV drops like, I don't know, like a 37 something. I looked at Coach Gary like, what the fuck did you just do? He's like, and Coach Gary's like, yeah, man, like, Stevie, man, like, I was like, what? I was like, at this time as well, like he was like, yeah, but you in 44 shape. I was like, nah, I'm not in 44 shape. I ain't ran 44 yet. I'm still in 48. But like, what the hell did you? Like, I was being the whole grass. I was like, yeah, Stevie different on the track. I was like, yeah, you damn right, he's different on the track when you tell me. I was like, so, but then like again, like, yeah, we just kept going and going, and then I knew we were gonna go well because Tom Jones. I went back to 44, and it felt easy, but I haven't ran 44 since 2018, so it was like, what, 19, 20, 21. So 19, I tore my Achilles, 20 was COVID, and 2021, I had whatever. So this is the first time I ran 44 in how many years, and I was like, yeah, I was swearing, I was cussing like a sailor, man, you name it, everyone was like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? But then, and Coach Gary was like, hey, relax, man.
That's good too.
But he was hyped. He was like, yeah, I did it. I was like, yeah. So that was when I knew like we was gonna be good, but I didn't know how good, because obviously we had 3 championships as well. We had Worlds, Commies, and then Europeans. But I was like, yeah, I want to do all 3, because I was like, I missed a lot of money, man. I still had the bills as well. So I was like, yeah. And I didn't have a contract at the time. So I was like, yeah, I got.
So you need to run.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, and he knew that as well. So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna get you a little. I'm gonna put a little time out there so people know you're back. I was like, yeah, thank you. So like, yeah, I went 44.8. Tom Jones. Then went LSU, 44.6. Then I thankfully, even though he's not there anymore, the head guy, Bjorn, he's now with Adidas, the ops, you know what I mean? But he, like, honestly, like, I can't thank like Puma, because like I said, no one like really believed, you know what I mean? So there was always this stigma of, and honestly I think it's bullshit, but people are gonna say what they're gonna say, like
100%.
like, oh, he's always hurt, he's scared to race. I was like, bro, if you knew where I'm from, like I said, you went spandex, why am I gonna be afraid to race? And it's like, as well, I was like in my head, I was like, I know, this is how I know you've never competed at a high level, because as much as people say they're not scared as well, when you get into that final, you're all pussies. Everyone's scared. You know what I mean? I'm scared. I know you're scared, but it's whoever's like holding your nerves, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you can be scared, that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's like fight or flight, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you're either gonna fight and then reach your best of your ability, or you're gonna like run away. So that's how you can tell. But there's always this stigma. He's scared to race. He doesn't like to race. He doesn't, he hasn't got a head. And I was like, you know what I mean? People try and use things, and then, but thankfully, like Puma, Bjorn, Pascal, Dario, they had that belief. So that helped as well in my confidence, because I was like, all right, cool, thank you, for like, it wasn't like how when I first came out, but it was something. So I was like, you know what? I appreciate the fact that,
It's like a build-up.
Yeah. And then obviously my agent, Ricky, he did what he did to get me where I am. Like I said, I can't thank him enough, because it helped with all the other stuff on the outside. But like, once I got that and my confidence went back to where it was, I was like, all right, cool. It's time to like, fuck you, fuck everyone up. You know what I mean?
Time to look at those text messages and those screenshots you had, right?
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't. I had a board. I printed
That's
off
what
a
I'm talking
couple.
about.
Vision board and
Tell me
everything.
your vision board, your hit list.
Yeah, no. Genuinely, I'll show you after. But like, I had screenshots ready. I had a picture. I still remember it. Every single person's name he was chatting. You name it. It was like,
and you done the work, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that year in 2022, you
Yeah.
ended up being the bronze medalist
Yeah.
in Oregon,
yeah,
right? So you end up shutting down your naysayers again.
yeah,
Back on the podium.
Back
Yeah.
on the podium.
yeah,
Now we back at that point
yeah.
where we started off with in 2023.
Yeah, and I think out of all the medals I've won, I think that one meant the most.
The bronze one.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Comeback medal.
yeah. Just because, like, I think it meant the most because, like, it shut people up. I felt like I did it for like Lloyd and Mr. Black. I call Mr. Black, but it's Neil Black. But I don't know why it was. I think it's just a respect thing. But like always, like I felt like I did it for them too
Yes.
because they knew I was like a headless chicken and like always about. But then like it's like I wish they were here to see because like now I've like knuckled down. That like you know what I mean. Like I felt like they would be like happy.
Yeah.
And then okay, I'm gonna say I've fulfilled what I didn't get the goal, but it's like, all right, cool. I got my first world medal. Like, okay, cool. Like now I can build, and then just kept going really, and then Commonwealth, and then Europeans. Yeah.
Current European champion.
Yeah.
And then we do back around last year, 2023 in Budapest.
Yeah. That was a topsy-turvy year though, man. But
Yeah, you had Achilles tendonitis, right?
yeah.
How was that? All right, you came off a great season, right? Obviously, everything that came before 2022 was already iffy, right?
Yeah.
And then now you back in a situation which could be triggering, which is
Yeah.
now you got this injury. It's
Yeah.
going to sideline you. Did you feel like, what was your mindset at that point in time? Were you like, man, here we go again? Or you was like, man, hold on.
Nah, you know what? I think it came down to my thing is people need to shut up and stop talking because it's like at the end of the day, like it's like you know that Michael Jordan thing or that Michael Jordan. I'm not saying I'm Michael Jordan, but when you say certain things, it's gonna make me work harder.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm very much in. If you don't say anything, I'm gonna stay like everything's good. Like Coach Gary was saying, training's good. Everything. So in my head, everything's good. Obviously I had the Achilles tendonitis and I kept getting hurt, but I was like, all right, I'm top 4 at every race with one leg. And then they were like, but I couldn't finish a race. But someone would be like, oh, he's not doing what he's supposed to do. Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool, bet. I'm gonna go. I worked harder. And then I started doing more. Then I worked like an absolute nutcase. Well, I wasn't even supposed to go Worlds at one point because I didn't do my trials. Because I pulled up with my Achilles because my Achilles started flaring up and it was again in the final. So they were like, if you don't make it round at London Diamond League, you ain't going Worlds. I was like, oh damn. So that's why I ran. I ran and I went off the wheelchair because I was like, hey, if it goes, it goes. But like, hey, I'm going Budapest. You know what I mean? So crossed the line. I ran a season best. And when I saw the time, and I was like 44.6, I was like, okay, we got a little something right here with one leg. I was like, I can do this right now. And then, shout out to my 2 physios, Martin Wilson and Sean Kettle, because in that time period, we were working like madmen. And that's why I say it's almost the highest, because in them 3 weeks, I think the week before London Diamond, I think maybe 10 days, I started getting into spikes because I was in flats a lot. So I was doing like repeat threes in the flats, but then it was like, oh, you need to,
speed it up.
Yeah, speed it up. So I think I did like the week of, I got into spikes. And then
Week of
London Diamond League, got into spikes.
Okay.
And then around 44.6, I was like, okay, you can do a little something.
yeah.
And then got treatment, ran treatment, went back to America. Coach Gary was like, it's about time you came back.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean, because I was in Europe for a minute. Hey, me and Kettle were working like madmen. Like and shout out him, man, because I don't think like our physios get a lot of love as well. Like,
That's true.
like like obviously Coach Gary's the architect, but like the team around us, like family, friends, relationships, but especially our physios, man, because especially a good physio, you know what I mean? They're hard to come by, and like I got two of the best. So when Kettle like would literally treat me like every single flipping day, you know what I mean? Like to make sure I got to that line. Martin too, and I've been with him since 2014, so he's seen me like grow up in a sense as well, and it was cool, man, because like I said, we got to I wasn't even supposed to make the final, and it was funny because in the heats as well, I did what I did. I won the heat, and I was chilling, but then there was this Norwegian boy, and he ran 44.3, and I remember my agent and people coming, hey, you can't get the European record. I was like, yo, chill, man. I got this. It's like, hey, you need to get this. I was like, listen.
Relax,
We got this.
I got this. I was like, the lead up, I was like, I was putting some times for the first time I was healthy. So I was putting some times down. So when I got to the Budapest, I was like, I even said on the interview, I was like, and I mean again, I said this respectfully, like everyone keeps talking about Wade and Stevie, but it's like, yo, I'm here as well, like I just got a medal, so I'm here. And then I don't know if I came across like cocky, but I meant it, like, yo, I'm not doing all this damn work to just be a participant, you know what I mean? I'm here to like compete. So obviously I did the heats, and then the semifinals, like I actually felt my calf go in the semi, like, but is that bravado, like I chilled, and like I kind of like looked at the Norwegian, like, bitch. Nah, but he chilled, like he the next up, but at the same time I was like, yeah, I'm here. Remember, I'm the European, like this is my house, kind of thing. So I did the semifinals and ran like eased down like completely, because I like the heats and the semis, because it's like you kind of like put people in the place, It's like you got to puff out your chest a little bit, and the more you shut down the people, the more like
it's a mind game that you lead up to the finals. Yeah.
It's funny because I saw V and Watson, but I was happy with V too. Me and V have this thing where every time he runs a PB, I seem to run the same PB as him. So I saw him run 44 too. I was like, that's nice, V. You know what I mean? So I was like, and I saw Watson run his time, and I was like, all right, cool. And I fuck with V, like I said, like you have that respect for certain people. You know what I mean? Like we were in the same event, so when I saw him do his thing and made the final, I was like, okay, if he made it, I gotta make it. You know what I mean? Because he's a cool guy, competitive and everything. But yeah, I wanna. And he was slapping me all year as well. So I was like, I need to get back. So I was like, so I did what I did. But then when I made the final, my calf was playing off. But I was keeping like a poker face, because I was getting treatment by Kettle. Martin was doing what he was doing as well with treatment. But I was like, man, I gotta do this. Poker face, Coach Gary, because Coach Gary, as much as he's chill on the circuit, and I noticed as well, when it comes to like the champs, he be nervous too. I'll be like,
listen, they all be nervous.
Hey,
all them coaches be nervous.
All be nervous. It's funny. But he's like, how'd you cough? I'll be like, it's good. But in my head, I was like, oh, this shit hurt. And then people were like, and it's funny as well, people kept saying, oh, you got out too hard, you did this, you did that. I was like, I ran exactly the same time to 200 in the semi-final. I did everything pretty much the same, but I ran the top bend a bit harder, because on the top bend, my calf actually properly went. So I felt it go. I was like, fuck this, I ain't stopping, because it's the final. So and the only time you do that is at the Olympics, where if it's gonna go, you're gonna let it go. You're gonna let it go. You know what I mean? That's just it's a crazy thing to say. Like, I'm gonna tear, and if it tears, it tears. but it's like it's a final, it's a world final, and I was like, I can medal, I got a chance to win this. I was like, yo, there's no one here, you know what I mean? So I was like, yo, I'm gonna keep going. Every step, I was like, ow.
This is what, the last 50
The last
meters?
50, and so it went on the top bend because so every time my calf played up in races, it was always on the bend. So I remember like my Coach Gary and the physios were always like, okay, you got past the first bend. Ah, cool. He's on the straight, fine. And when you get to the top bend, it's like, oh, please, 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 please. But I got onto the top bend and I felt it coming out. So I kicked at 150. That was stupid, but my calf went around there and literally I felt it like grab. But I was like, oh, nah.
You felt the grab and then you went, or you
No,
went and then you felt
I felt it grab. So I was like, all right, cool, fuck it, go.
Yeah.
So I was just kept going. And then I was like, but I didn't feel like lactic. So, you know what I mean? But every step that I could feel the power going, but I could feel like every time I was taking a step, I could feel it grab worse and worse and worse. So I was like, please just get to the freaking line. I could feel them coming. So like, yeah, I mean, like, in a sense, it was weird because when I did cross the line, obviously Watson won, and respect to him because it's like the first Jamaican who won a world medal in like since Burt Cameron.
Yeah.
And like, that's a big thing, you know what I mean? 21 years of age, but I was like, I was a bit like, I wasn't disappointed, but I was like, okay, there's more. Cause I was like, in my head, I was like, yeah, that's my first. That was the moment where I was like, I'm gonna run 43. Like I knew in my head.
No,
Yeah.
because if you get over this calf situation,
Yeah.
ain't nobody gonna touch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. That was there's been times in my life where I was like, I can run 43, but that solidified everything in a sense. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm with the big boys, you know what I mean? Like the Karanis, the Wades, Stevies, all them, and now obviously Watsons and them people there. But I was like, all right, if I'm healthy, like cool.
But you still achieved a great feat.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
PB,
yeah.
European record,
Yeah.
and the silver medalist, your highest earner medal. So you're going up the steps, you're going bronze, silver.
And you can't complain, you know what I mean? Like it's weird. Like I wasn't complaining, but it's like, again, it's that, you know
your standard.
Yeah.
You know where you should be operating.
Yeah. So I was like, so then like the next year I rang my agent. Well, I saw him, in fact. And I was like, yeah, this ain't happening next year. And then obviously I pulled up again because my hip and my Achilles went again at London Diamond League. So I was like, yeah. And then again, people started talking, oh, he pulls up this. I was like, bro, I just won the silver. What do you mean? So I called my agent straight. I was like, yeah, time to get the gym. Time to get, because I was like, it's time to get everyone, you know, like, I don't care the cost now. It's Olympic year. It's like, hey, I am not pulling up next year. I am not getting hurt again or this shit. I was like, hey, I don't care the cost. It's Olympic year. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. I remember the times I used to wake up at 2 p.m. I wake up at 5 a.m. to do gym, and I hate every single time. But I was like, yeah, it's Olympic year, you know what I mean? So I was like, we're doing it properly. So I think, like I said, this is the first time where I can honestly say, looking back in my career now, like I'm eating veg. Which sounds trivial, but it's like, yo, I'm at burgers and fries, man. I'm telling you, when I'm done, I'm getting fat. Like you know what I mean? Like I've paid my dues in aerobic and I'm gonna look like,
that's gonna make you happy.
What? I'm gonna be that guy with the beer belly and the no calves. That's gonna be me. But like, I'm eating right. I'm going to bed, not going to bed like 3 a.m. I'm going to bed on early, getting my hours sleep because I have a whoop now, making sure the recovery. I'm doing everything because it's Olympic year, and like I said, like I think last year was like an eye opener, you know what I mean? Where I was like, okay, you can actually do this, you know what I mean? So I was like, I got the bronze, silver, and like obviously it's gonna be hard because you got obviously the Michael Norman, Stevie, Way, Karani, the list goes on. But I was like, all right, cool, line them up, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Line them up. Man, is there anything, we're in the year of 2024, is there anything you would love to say to the naysayers? Is there anything you would like to say to your fans Go ahead, man. Let us know what 2024 holds for Matthew Hudson-Smith.
Don't get on this man's hit list.
Nah, hey, that hit list is gonna stay for it. Like I said, I'll show you. Generally, I've got a screenshot and I've got like, I remember, but actually it's crazy because when I first came onto the scene, I had like a list of people who are generally, like, I was young as well. I was like, I'm gonna beat this guy, I'm gonna beat this guy. So I had like a little sheet of paper, and every time I beat them, I cross them off. But I think honestly, just enjoy, because like I said, if obviously like my first race, and like this is the first time I can touch wood and all that. I can genuinely say I'm healthy, and I already opened up in 200 around 20.3, and like I remember like, I ran 200 last year around 20.5, and I was out for 2 months because my body was right. And 200 is harder than people expect, you know. I was like I said, I was telling we were talking like earlier. I was telling Noah, I was like, "Yo, this is kind of hard, you know. Like it's more tricky than I gave credit. Like I give these men respect because like it's very technical, but like I opened up and I'm healthy. This is the first time I can genuinely say I'm healthy around 20.3 in a 200. So if I can do that in a 200, and you know, what can I do in a 4? So it's like, just enjoy the show and the Olympics, man. So everyone gonna run fast, but we're gonna enjoy it, man.
Well, next time on Ready, Set, Go with Justin and me, we thank you for coming, Matthew. We appreciate you so much, man.
Definitely, brother. Man.
Appreciate it.
Next time on Ready, Set, Go.
We out, bro.